Okay, hey guys, so I'm going to be making a quick little redo video. I had that video on how to spawn in the perfect Pelican, but some people were running into some issues. They were having like the interior not be solid. So I'm pretty sure I nailed down exactly what was causing those issues thanks to a Discord user, and I'm going to go over and make a redo tutorial. I'm going to cover it a lot quicker. I'm not going to be going in-game and showing you like step by step what each change makes or what each change does in-game. But while going over this, I will state over voice what I'm changing and why. And so if you want to see like why I changed it to the Oni variant and what the transparent versus the opaque glass looks like, that is in my last video, and I'll be adding timestamps to show where I actually did something different in this one. And so it's really only two changes, and the first one is right here, right off the bat. But before I really get into that, I just want to make sure everyone is aware Assembly has now been released, so I will also include a link in the description for that. If you would like to get your hands on Assembly and try out some Halo Reach modding on PC, it's now a free program that anyone can access. You don't have to do anything. It's just as simple as downloading, and you have access to it. So I will include a link to that. So once you get Assembly, you're going to want to open it up, click on File, Open. And so the first change that's different from the previous video is I previously selected M50. That Pelican vehicle for some reason causes some issues. So we want to select the M35 map. This is tip of the spear, I believe. So just open up that map, click on tags, search in the box for Pelican, and go down to vehicle and find the Pelican vehicle. And we're going to right click on that and do extract. Now we're going to name it something we will remember. I'm going to name it Pelican Video and click save. And once you click save, you're going to get a little pop-up box and it's going to say extraction successful. I've already done that, so I'm not going to do it again, but it will say it will take about a minute, and once that's done, just click OK and we're ready to go. So next you want to click open content file, and here we're going to be selecting the multiplayer map or the Forge map that we want to put the Pelican into. So I'm going to be using Forge World. You can pretty much use whatever map you want, but Forge World is Forge_Halo. Now you want to make sure you right click on it and do copy and go ahead and paste and rename that paste to something you will remember. So I have Forge Halo Real. This is the original map. I know that if I corrupt this map somehow, if something goes wrong, I don't like the mod that I put in, I can always revert back to the original. If I want to go play multiplayer, I can just switch up the names and I won't have any problems. So make sure you have a duplicate. And then go ahead and open the map you want to mod and click tags, and we're going to click import and find the Pelican object that we just extracted. Open that up and you'll get a little box just like this. It says import options, and just click inject. Now this is going to take about 2.5 to 3 minutes depending on your computer or depending on how big the extraction or the injection actually is. So just let it do its thing. It might go not responding. Do not click close program or this could corrupt your map. Just make sure you click wait for the program to respond and let it wait. So I'm going to pause the video here. I'll be back when it's done. Okay, so mine took about 2 minutes there, and you'll get a pop-up and it says import successful. And go ahead and click OK. And now we're ready to actually start modding. So we're going to type in Pelican in the search here and go down to vehicle and grab the Pelican vehicle. And we're going to type in the search for seat and click this little box and click the seats box. And now we have the seats for the Pelican. So what you're going to first want to do is make sure gunner is selected here, and then scroll down and make sure nothing else is selected. So not valid without a driver or invalid for player, make sure those are not selected. And then we're going to go to the seat animation and we're going to type in warthog_D. And so this is the Warthog driver animation. The Pelican driver animation doesn't really work, so that's the one we're going to use instead. Next, we want to type in animation and search or click this little box here and grab the open animation and type in open_close. This just makes it so that when there's no driver, the door opens, and when there is a driver and it's flying around, the door in the back closes, just so it kind of looks more realistic. And then we want to go actually back up to the seats. And I'm going to show you how to, this is something I didn't do in the previous video, I'm going to show you how to make all 14 seats sittable. Someone had asked me that on Reddit, and so I'll show you. So we're going to just scroll down here until we see the invalid for player again. And then I'm going to double click on this and click down arrow. That's just an easier way to switch between the tabs. So double click down arrow, and then I'm going to uncheck invalid for player, and I'm going to paste in the Warthog D. And I'm going to want to do this for all the seats. So double click down arrow, unclick, paste, and just do that for all of the seats. And some of the seats will not have invalid for player checked. If it doesn't have it there, then there's nothing to unclick. Don't worry about it. But yeah. And so also some people believe that you don't actually have to use the Warthog animation here. In my experience, it doesn't really work. If you don't have it, I wasn't able to get in. But I don't know, if you don't really want to paste Warthog D 13 or 14 times, maybe give it a try, but I'm pretty sure it's required. Anyways, we now have all the seats settable. And so we're pretty much done with the, one last change. We're going to go to the search here. We're going to type in default. And in the default variant, I want to make sure that says ONI for ONI. And now we're done with the Pelican vehicle. So we're going to click save. And next we want to open up the Pelican chin gun vehicle right above the Pelican. And in here we're going to type in the search for parent. And click this box and click the second flags. And we're going to scroll down until we see where it says controlled by parent. Gunner, make sure we also select access gunner for parent. This just makes it so that we can shoot the gun while being in the driver's seat. And we're going to save. Next here on the left in the search, we're going to keep Pelican searched. We're going to look for the HLMT and grab the Pelican HLMT. And here are the different variants for Pelican. So as you see, we have variants, and we have the default, and then we have ONI, no interior damage, whatnot. We want to go to the ONI that we had pasted as the default variant. So that pretty much means when we spawn it in from now on, we're getting the ONI variant. And the reason we use this variant is because it has the transparent glass. The default version just has opaque glass and it looks pretty ugly. So the transparent looks a lot better. So we want to make sure ONI here is selected and scroll down until we find objects. And you'll see once you open that, spawn interior, attach interior, and you'll see object variant. You want to change that to default. And so what that's doing is importing the interior from the default variant. And the reason we do that is the default variant actually has seats on the inside. The ONI variant does not. So it just adding seats to the ONI variant. So once you do that, you want to click save. One other thing I forgot to do is we're going to go back to the Pelican chin gun. And in the search, we're going to type invalid. And in my experience, although this is locked, sometimes players can still get into the vehicle, into the chin gun, and we don't want players to do that. So we're going to make sure invalid for player is checked on that. And we're going to click save. So the last thing we're going to do here is we're going to go back to the search here, and we're going to make sure Pelican is still there. And we're going to type in, or we're going to look for the PHMO, the physics model for the Pelican, and go ahead and open that up. And in the search, we're going to type in POLY, and we'll okay, we're going to go to the PHMO and make sure we scroll down. We're going to type in poly and get the polyhedra. And once you're in the polyhedra, you want to click this little drop down and click on number 1, and you want to make sure it says doorway blocked. Now in my previous video, I suggested just making all of these values to 0. But the Discord user Lowbros, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, informed me that you actually only have to change the AABB variables. And so what we're accomplishing by doing this is making it so we can walk in and out of the back of the Pelican easily. Without doing this, you can't walk in and out of the Pelican. There's an invisible wall. So once again, change the AABB variables all to 0 inside of the doorway blocked. And once that's done, we're going to click save. And we're ready to go. So we're going to go back into the game, and we're going to start up Forge World. And what I'm also going to do here is make it so we can spawn in the Pelican easily. If you don't know how to do that, I'll show you real quickly an easy way. We're going to type in SCNR to get the scenario. Open up the Forge scenario here. And we're going to type in the search sand and grab sandbox palette. Now this is pretty much all of the objects you can spawn in Forge. As you can see, we have weapons human. If I go in game, we have weapons human as the top one, just like we do here in the marker. So we're going to want to change the first, just to make this easy, we're going to change the first thing, the assault rifle, to vehicle, and go ahead and go down and grab the null, change the null to the vehicle we just made, which is the Pelican, and go ahead and poke. Now you can't save in-game. If you click save, you'll get an error like this and it won't really do anything. So make sure you only poke. If you want to make this a permanent change, which you might not want to do with replacing the assault rifle, but if that's what you want to do, you cannot have the map opened when you save. So now that we've done that, we're going to go here, we're going to spawn the assault rifle, and you see we have a Pelican. And now this Pelican should be fully functional. Let's go ahead and try it out. As you can see, we walk in, there's a solid floor. We don't only have to sit in these first 4 seats now, we can actually go all the way back here, and we're in the back seat. It works perfectly, all of the seats. And let's go ahead and try driving it. You can see the door in the back shut, the gun works, and that's pretty much everything we were looking for. So I hope that helps somebody. If you were still running into issues after my video, or if you're new to this and this is helpful to you, I hope it helps somehow. Remember, always go check out the Discord. It's so much support there. I've learned everything I know from there. There's very nice people. You can even talk to the developers of this program and of these tools. So if you have any questions, go check it out. It will be in the description. Same with the Reddit. So many great things there. So I hope this helped. Have a great day. Leave a like if it helped you, and thanks.